Quitting alcohol is always going to cause a little bit of discomfort, but the tough times are never going to last. I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. This morning I just wanted to talk about the discomfort of alcohol, quitting drinking alcohol, and how the tough times are never going to last long, right? You know, if you're sort of anyway long in the tooth like I am, if you've put any years down, then you know that, you know, you've been through tough times before. You've gone through hard knocks, and you've been through times when you've just thought, geez, I can't deal with this, you know, but you've weathered the storm and you've gone through it, and however you've gone through it, you've got through it, and, you know, times have got better. You know, it's the same with the world in general. You know, look at the economies over the last few years. You know, we've gone through some serious times. Could have been worse, but at the moment, I think part of me, the English part of me, is sort of really worried about what's going to happen over Brexit. You know, I just can't. I mean, I'm all for expansion and, you know, integration and people being free to do things, you know, to travel. I'm in Spain now because of the European Union. You know, I think, I don't know, anyway, this my opinion is that they just totally got that wrong. And it's put England, definitely, it's put their future into a lot of uncertainty. A lot of tough times ahead, and I don't know if the whole thing is going to go through or not. I don't know if they're, at the moment, as I'm making this video, I read that it's not an absolute certainty that they have to abide by the referendum. They don't have to do this, you know, so it has to go through the Parliament, and Parliament has to vote it through, and they have to actually press the button, so to speak, and you know, there's a lot to do before anybody has any sort of inkling about what's going to happen in the future, and I don't think that uncertainty is going to last for quite a long time. But anyway, you know, tough times are there for all of us, you know, and when you do go into a change like this, when you are attempting to change your life in any meaningful way like this, then it's going to cause you discomfort, because we really like to stay firmly inside of our comfort zones. We don't like to get outside what we know. You know, it all goes back to our wiring that has been evolving for millions of years. You know, you consider going back to when we were living in the caves, right? What we wanted to see every single day was the same stuff. You know, we wanted to walk the same paths. We wanted to make sure that everything was similar, right? We wanted to make sure that you know, novelty was the thing that caused us to sit up and take notice. And it's the same thing now. I'm going to do a video on that, how our brains are sort of react to novelty, and how that's a good thing, right? But in this sense, novelty, you know, when you're being faced with being eaten by some big fucking cat, or something with big teeth that's going to come in and chew you up and eat your family and stuff, you know, then, you know, novelty is not a good thing at all. Novelty is just brings about a lot of fear. So we're hardwired to avoid novelty, and to like the same thing in the same way every single day, right? We love that. You know, we feel more at peace and we feel comfortable doing that, right? But in our modern world, where there are so many people who are trying to force us to do bad things to our bodies in the forms of food or drink, whatever it is, then this comfort zone it can be a very bad thing. It can lead you down the path of, yourself. Like, it can just bring you into addiction, right? You can be addicted to doing a certain thing just because you're used to doing it, and that's basically what it all boils down to. It's just you being so used to doing a certain thing in a certain way, and that being aligned with the drug value of alcohol or cigarettes or food or whatever it is. It's a potent cocktail, excuse the pun. It's well worth it, right? Any discomfort that you're going to go through now, and you can look at it like as tough times, or you can look at it as exciting times, and say it's all, what you're looking at, you either look behind you at the past, right, at what has gone before you, right, the alcohol that you can no longer drink, the times that you can no longer have, the friends that you might have to get rid of out of your life. Some of them you might have to get rid of. You just have to face that fact. The places where you might never be able to go again, the pub. I mean, I remember thinking that the pub that I used to go to was like Cheers. Do you remember the old sitcom Cheers? And it was this lovely place. It wasn't a lovely place. It was made to look lovely. There's a bunch of fucking alcoholics, sat in a bar, drinking all day long, drinking every day. And there's a guy behind the bar, Ted Danson, who was basically feeding their habit, But, we have such a nice parochial sort of a look to it. There's, it looks all comfortable, everyone looks friendly, and, when you look underneath it all, there was nothing friendly about most of them. They were all bitching, arguing, and in a funny way, but that's what made the show. But that's the way I used to look at the pub, was I had this sort of a fairy cake mentality towards the pub. It was lovely to be there, and all my friends were there, and this is where we met up, and this is where memories were made. This is where memories were lost. These people weren't my true friends when I look back on it. These were my co-conspirators. We were all drinkers. We were all in there for one reason, to get drunk. If it was a coffee shop, or if they only sold water or lemonade, we wouldn't have been there. We were there for the drink, the alcohol at the end of the day. So anyway, the discomfort is not going to last. The discomfort is a gradually diminishing thing, right? Once you stop looking at the past like it's something that's worthwhile, right? And once you start focusing your mind on the future, right? Not focusing on the tough times that are about to go through, but get into the excitement of it, what is there for you, There are two ways to look at your future, either in a positive way or a negative way, right? You're either more positively minded about the future, or you're more negatively minded. Negative minded people are going to say, yeah, it's going to be tough times, and I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that, and what's going to happen to me, and I should go back, and all those kind of things, right? Positively minded people are going to sort of go, well, what is waiting for me around the corner? What opportunities do I have now? What can I do with this? How can I look at the future and see it in a positive way, And I'm telling you now, it makes you stronger. Deal with this thing. Get this fucking shit out of your life, right? Get the alcohol out of your system altogether. Push through with this, and just persist and persist and persist. Keep going, right? Because when you do this for yourself, right, you not only make your body and your mind stronger and more healthier, right, able to deal with these things, right, you become your own inspiration, right? My journey, everyone's, a lot of people say to me, you're inspiring me, and I know I inspired my dad. I know I inspire a lot of people around me to reduce the amount of alcohol that they're drinking, at least. I know I'm inspiring my son, but the biggest thing is your inspiration to yourself. You grow in self-confidence, you grow in your attitude towards yourself, you grow in your attitude towards your own abilities. You can see things, you can see that, wow, if this is possible, then anything is possible. If I can do this with myself, right, if I can sort of overcome this hurdle that I never thought I'd be able to overcome. If I can first become aware of it, right, and understand, this is the thing that's really causing me a lot of problems, right, this whole lifestyle. You deal with that, and then you start to go, what else can I do? What else can I deal with in my life, And it gets easier and easier and easier to deal with those other parts, because you get stronger and stronger in your own mentality, in your own mind, and that's where it matters the most. Whatever else happens outside, whatever anyone else does, it doesn't make a blind bit of difference, right? Because what really matters is what's going on up here, right? That's the only thing that matters, is how you view your abilities, how you view your actions, the decisions that you make, the choices that you make. That's where all the benefits are going to come from in this one area, right? You quit drinking, you get through this, and you push through the discomfort. As I say, the discomfort will gradually diminish. So it starts out up here, the next day it's down here, down here, down here. As the days go by, it gets less and less and less and less and less, right? You're thinking about alcohol will become less and less and less. And that's just true with anything. But as your alcohol starts up here, the next problem that you deal with then will start down here. And the next problem will start down here. And, the discomfort will become less and less, because your outlook will become higher. Your confidence in your own abilities will become higher, more advanced, more evolved. Your personal evolution is all that you should care about, right? Because how you evolve and how you interact with the outside world, right? This is all, all depends on what's going on upstairs, So, as I say, how, people say, well, how can I influence other people? The best way of influencing other people is by influencing yourself first, by becoming your own best inspiration. And if you can do that, I'm telling you, you will become an influential person in your private life and in the outside world, It's just that simple. If you have any questions about this at all, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Any stories that you have. If you've got any suggestions for videos. This is it's going to be a long year, 365 videos, and I probably will carry it on. I'm enjoying doing this, to be honest with you. I really like doing the videos. I like getting out walking. It's the summertime now, so this is easy, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to give up, right? This is 365 videos and 365 days, and that's it. It's going to happen, period. So stay safe, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, keep inspiring yourself. That's what it is all about underneath it all. At the baseline, the foundation, is you being an inspiration to yourself, to using this change as firing you and driving on the rest of your life, all the other changes that you will make because of this, and you'll never look back. Keep strong. It's going to be discomfort, but keep it going. Until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Onwards and upwards.